my dear students, in the last lecture we have learnt about the printf function, which was the formatted output function in C language. And in this lecture we are going to learn about the scanf function, which is the formatted input function in the C language. So nearly in every program you will be requiring the input from the user. सो नियरली सभी प्रोग्राम्स में आपको क्या करना है, यूजर से इनपुट लेना होता है. जस्ट लाइक कंसिडर द इफ यू वांट टू कैलकुलेट द परसेंटेज ऑफ मार्क्स, then you will require the marks of subjects, you will require the marks from the user. अगर आपको परसेंटेज निकालने हैं तो आपको यूजर से क्या लेने होंगे, उसके मार्क्स, उसके सब्जेक्ट के मार्क्स लेने होंगे. So nearly in every program you will be requiring the input, and to input the values from the user we will require this scanf function. So let us see how this scanf function is written and is used in the program. So firstly we will see the format or the syntax of this scanf function. So it is written like this, scanf. After that, in double quotation there will be the format string or the control string, and then after comma you will be writing or you will be having the variable names in which you want to input the values, and after that semicolon. So here also in just like in printf, here also scanf have firstly the format string, which contains the format specifiers of these variables. So जो भी वेरिएबल आपको इनपुट करने हैं वो वेरिएबल के नाम्स आप यहाँ पे कॉमा के बाद में देने वाले हो. सपोज आई वांट टू इनपुट द वैल्यूज ऑफ a and b, then I will write after comma ampersand a comma ampersand b. So here the special operator which is ampersand is used here. So this ampersand is called as the address of operator. So we will be studying this operator in detail in pointers, but till then just remember that. So you have to write address of operator before the variable which you want to input. जो भी वेरिएबल की वैल्यू आपको इनपुट करनी है उसके पहले आपको क्या लिखना है, एड्रेस ऑफ ऑपरेटर, दैट इज द एम्परसैंड. So and this format specifier or this format string specifies the data type of these variables, and you better know the format specifiers of different data type. Suppose if you want to input integer value, then I will write %d. If this variable is of integer type, then I will write %d in format string. So similarly if this is of float, then I will write %f. For character I will write %c and so on. So we have seen the different format specifiers for different data type in printf function also. So same format specifiers you have to use in this scanf function also. So let us consider one example where suppose I want to input the values of subject marks. I want to input the values of subject marks. So consider the value variables for the marks is PHY, then CHEM and math. So suppose these are the variable names which you want to input from the user. So वेरिएबल के नाम है PHY जिसमें फिजिक्स के मार्क्स होंगे, केमिस्ट्री जिसमें केमिस्ट्री के मार्क्स होंगे, एंड मैथ विच विल कंटेन द मार्क ऑफ मैथ. सो ये वैल्यूज, ये वेरिएबल हमको यूजर से इनपुट करने हैं, तो उन वेरिएबल के नाम आपको कॉमा के बाद में लिखने हैं. एंड इन डबल कोटेशन यू विल बी राइटिंग द फॉर्मेट स्पेसिफायर्स फॉर दीज variables. So consider this PHY is of integer type, then I will write %d. CHEM is also integer type, I will write %d, and math is also of integer type, then I will write %d. So I require the format specifier for every variable in this scanf function in the same order जस्ट लाइक आफ्टर कॉमा, कॉमा के बाद में जो वेरिएबल है उनके ही सीक्वेंस में आपको डबल कोटेशन में फॉर्मेट स्पेसिफायर लिखना है. So this is how this scanf function is written. So let us consider one simple example. Suppose I want to input the values of a and b. So then therefore I will write scanf in double quotation. I will write format string, after that comma address of a comma address of b. So that means these two variable will be inputted, that is a and b. Here suppose a is of integer type, then I will write %d, and suppose this b is of type float, then I will write %f. So this means this scanf function will input the value, integer value of a and float value of b. So this is how the scanf function is written in the program. So after executing these functions, after executing this scanf function, so we will consider the second scanf function, which is this function scanf. So after executing this scanf function, computer will wait on output screen. So जैसे ही कंप्यूटर scanf फंक्शन को एग्जीक्यूट करेगा, आप कहाँ पे चले जाएंगे, आपके आउटपुट स्क्रीन पे चले जाएंगे और वहां पे आपको सिंपली वन कर्सर दिखाई देगा. So that means computer requires two values for these variables. So that means you have to input two values here. So consider I've input the values as suppose 10 and suppose 10.96. So here if I input these values 10 and 10.96, after pressing enter key, first value, that is 10, will be stored in variable a, and we know that a is actually the variable which is the memory location. So after pressing enter, this 10 will be stored in variable a, which is equals to 10. And consider this is a second variable, which is b. So after giving this value that 10.96 will be stored in second variable, which is b. So that is 10.96. So in this way you can get the input from the user for every variable. So जैसे कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर आप ये कंप्यूटर अगर ये एग्जीक्यूट करता है scanf, again computer will wait on the screen, wait on output screen to input the values of phy, chem and math. So that means जो भी तीन values user enter करेगा, so next user जो भी तीन values enter करेगा, that values will be stored in phy, then chem and then math. So this is how the scanf function works in the program. And we know that here in the scanf function is called as the formatted input function. That means you can give the format that how the user should input the values. So actually here I don't give any format, I simply write %d and %f. So that means user have to input first value, and to separate the second value user have to give the space or the enter button. So जैसे ही यूजर स्पेस देता है तो पहली वैल्यू पहले वेरिएबल में जाएंगी, स्पेस के बाद वाली वैल्यू जो है वो सेकंड वेरिएबल. सो यूजर को वैल्यू के बीच में वैल्यू सेपरेट करने के लिए आइदर स्पेस यूज करनी है या फिर एंटर बटन प्रेस करना है. सो इंस्टेड ऑफ दिस, इफ आई वांट द यूजर टू इनपुट कॉमा बिटवीन द वैल्यूज, आप यूजर को फॉर्मेट भी दे सकते हो कि एंटर करते समय वैल्यूज को सेपरेट करते समय सपोज यूजर ने कॉमा देना चाहिए, देन आई कैन ऑल्सो राइट कॉमा हियर. I can give format to the input. That means user should input first integer value and then comma and then second value. But if you write comma here, then compulsorily user have to input comma, then space will not be considered in the input. So that's why instead of using comma, you can write any separation character. So instead of using comma or other characters, we don't write here anything. That means now user is free to use either the enter button or the space bar. So but you can write or you can give format in the scanf function like this. But if you write format, then it will be compulsory for the user to input the comma in between the two values. So in the same manner, you can also give the width in case of the integer number. Suppose I want to input the 3-digit number from the user, then I can write the scanf function like this also. So scanf in double quotation %3d and after that variable name. So with this scanf function, only first 3 digits will be stored in variable A. So suppose here in this scanf, user inputs the value, suppose 3964. Then only first 3 digits will be stored in variable A. So ऐसे आप आपके इनपुट के लिए विड्थ भी दे सकते हो अगर आपको देना है तो, और अदरवाइज अगर नहीं देते हो तो कोई भी वैल्यू आपकी जो भी वैल्यू यूजर एंटर करता है वो वैल्यू आपके वेरिएबल में चले जाएंगे. So here this 396 will be stored in variable A. So consider next example. Suppose here scanf %3d %d comma a comma b, and suppose in this scanf function user inputs this values 3964. So first 3 digits, first %3d, first 3 digits, that is 396 will be stored in variable A and next value will be stored in variable B. So here with this input, A will contain value 396 and B will contain value 4. So to better understand this scanf function, we will write or we will have one simple program to illustrate this scanf function. So consider this program where a integer variable A is used and a float variable B is used. So in this program we simply have inputted the values of A and B and we have printed the values of those variables. So here A is of integer type and B is of float type. So see here I have used the function scanf functions. This is a simple scanf function where values of A and B will be inputted and that values will be displayed in the format that I have written in the printf function. So let us run this program. So see here, a simple cursor is here. This means actually computer or compiler here is requiring two values, that is A and B. Suppose I have given one value, suppose 56, and press enter. Then only simply cursor is there because here computer has got the value of A, that 56 will be stored in A, but the second value is not inputted. So therefore you have to input now the second value. So suppose I input the values as 2.36. So this first value 56 will be stored in A and second value, that is 2.36, will be stored in B. And after that see the output here. So then a printf function will be executed. So therefore this A equals to, so A equals to message displays here and then value of A is displayed. So here value of A is 56 is displayed and after that B equals to message appears, B equals to, and then value of B. So value of B is here 2.36. So 2.36 with 6 digit precision will be displayed here. So this is the way of input for the program. So here you can here I have used enter button to separate the two values, but you can use space to input the values. So suppose I again run the same program. Suppose I have inputted value 56 and then I input suppose value 12.36. So here I used space for the separation. So therefore first value will be stored in A and after space second value will be stored in variable B. So see here A is equals to 56 and B is equal to 12.36 message is displayed. In this way you have to input the variables or you have to input the values using the scanf function. So also you can give the format. Suppose I input here comma. Suppose I write in the scanf function comma instead of instead of writing nothing here, I have used the comma separator. So that means while inputting the values, you must have to input the comma in between. So suppose I input value 45, after that comma, and then 7.369. So then first value, that is 45, will be stored in first variable, and next value will be stored in second variable. But if you write comma in the scanf function, then it is compulsory to input comma between the values, or otherwise output will be disturbed, output will be changed. So suppose here I have written the value comma, here I have written the character comma, but suppose while inputting I now enter the space, then see what will be the output. So see here, first value will be stored as it is, that is 56 will be stored as it is, but after space, as I have not given here comma, so it will not accept the second value, and therefore b is equals to now 0.00. So that means if you write comma in format specifier, here if you write comma, then you must have to input comma. So there you can write any character instead of comma also, but instead of writing comma or something else, just simply leave it blank, nothing, don't write anything. So if you don't write anything, then it will accept the spaces also. So this is about the format. So suppose, so I'll make some change in the program. Suppose here I'm declaring the both variable a and b as integer. So suppose I have used %d here, a and b, and here also there will be %d because now b is integer. And suppose I give another format, width of the value, suppose this is 3 and 3. So here I have given the width specifier for the integer number. So that means 3-digit value of a will be inputted and 3-digit value of b will be inputted. So let us run the program. So see here, I have inputted the values 3-digit. Suppose I input the value, okay, suppose I have inputted the 3-digit number and next 4-digit number. So see here, first 3-digit will be stored in a, but the value of b, I have given the 4-digit number, but it will accept only the 3-digit, that is 236 will be accepted. And if I input the values like this, suppose I input the 4-digit number first and then 2-digit or 3-digit number. So see here, I have written here %3d, so that means first 3-digit will be inputted and will be stored in variable a, and after that immediate next value will be stored in variable b. So next value that will stored in b will be 5, and hence he will got two values, first a value and b value. So therefore the next number will be neglected. So see here, a is equals to 459 and b is equals to 5. So this is how we can input the values of variables using the scanf function, where you can give the format, how to input the values with the format specifiers. So this is all for now. In the next lesson, we will be coming up with new learnings. Thank you.